I don't have issues, you have issues. Okay, maybe I do have issues. You know what? Shut up. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So these are AI companion devices, a lot of them, and I want all of them. Gotta catch them all, right? There are so many AI devices on the horizon, the market is definitely quickly getting saturated. Mind you, these are the only devices I was able to find through Kickstarter and Discord communities, and I only care about companion devices that have an anime character avatar of some kind and are capable of being emotionally supportive and a quality of life improvement. There are others I could have included in the list, but I'm still on the fence about them, so I'll focus on the ones that I've chosen. Also, from what I hear from the developers of a couple of these things, the Asian market is drowning in AI companions, which isn't surprising really. Some of these devices I have minimal knowledge of, and some I have been following for a while, but all in all, I'm in no way, shape, or form a tech expert, or engineer, or professor, or an AI archaeologist, or whatever. I'm just someone that wants to know if an AI companion is worthwhile. Can it help me through day-to-day life, or prove meaningful in a pseudo connection? Or can it be useful, like home integration and a research tool? That's what I am aiming to find out, so I will give them all a fair shake between unboxing and follow-ups once I actually start receiving them. To be fair, with regards to BabyMilu, I did receive a beta test unit and posted a video about it. I guess you could say I used that as a test run on my channel since I'm still quite new to this. But since it's not the retail product, it's not indicative of an average consumer experience. So I'll make a separate review when I actually get the retail unit. Also, there may be some controversy and rocky ground with a couple of these, so if my personal feelings show, I just want you to know I am not apologizing. I'm a regular consumer like everyone else, so of course certain decisions will leave me with a certain opinion, whether negative or positive. So if that shows in my comments, well, there you go then. But I do promise to make my thoughts when I receive the units based on the merits of the device itself and nothing else, regardless of what the company or what the developers say or think or do or don't say or think or do. All that really matters at the end of the day is what is the device itself capable of. Now, I want to make these videos as much for fellow geeks and nerds and otaku as well as myself. I mean, give people the chance to really compare and contrast, you know? After all, they all have their own unique gimmicks, which I will highlight at the end. So I'll give you a rundown of what we got coming down the pipeline. First, we have Dipal D1. I'll start with the first device I backed, the Dipal D1. It features an 8-inch OLED curved display. The 2K resolution makes all characters nice and crisp, so high quality models stand out like quite a bit. It has touchscreen, so you can pinch, zoom in on the character, and interact with it by dragging an arm or a leg around on the screen, touching its hand or leg, or patting its head and getting a response, and also rotating it to you from all sides. It supports VRM and PMX model types currently, face tracking and voice cloning, which actually work very well. It's got 8 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, seems plenty capable and pretty standard for all the companion devices on the high end that I've come across at least. A battery that lasts about 2 hours, which is just enough to travel with and show off on occasion, as well as USB-C, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and a 3.5mm aux port. There is a subscription fee starting at $2 a month for a light model and $5 for the extended capabilities like long-term memory, but it's not required to function. The subscription is meant to be more for memory and Dipal's own custom LLM, but supposedly one day you can integrate with any agent like local LLM or Grok or ChatGPT or whatever. Many of Dipal's initial claims are yet to be showcased though. It is still very much an ongoing project, far beyond the end of the Kickstarter campaign. While the current Creator Studio is available and the beta app has been available for users and improving bit by bit and will soon become public, there are only a handful of people who have tested the hardware as of July 12th, 2026, when the initial release was supposed to have been back in November of 2025, right around the time that Ramageddon Crisis, so I can't blame them too much. It's been damage control ever since though. But the company has not recovered its reputation, unfortunately, and based on recent events, they're making a lot of big promises, but have yet to deliver much of it. even a brief Intel collaboration keynote, but the community is left without a D1 and leaving a sour taste for many people, especially with an aggressive marketing campaign still going on. Not to mention, there has been some controversial statements made in the community Discord, so it's been really rocky. I mean, I'm trying to put this as nicely and as neutral as I can, but there has been a lot of communication in the community with regards to the development of this product that it just leaves me disappointed, to say the very least. Anyway, we'll see when Dipal delivers, but if everything on paper can be made manifest, it's going to be the most powerful companion pod on the market by far. We can only sit and hope for now. My fingers are crossed. I hope they can deliver what they advertise. Next, we have Code27 by Sybran. Sybran? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I don't know how it's really pronounced. This character Livehouse has a 10-inch main LCD display and a smaller 2.8-inch display. While the main isn't touch capable, the mini is meant to be used to interact with the character and manipulate settings. The device is massive and is flanked by dual RGB sync bars that react to the audio from the device or can be set as ambient or just turned off. The large screen really makes the characters pop more from behind the curved glass enclosure that gives it that 3D effect. Interaction is currently based on voice only, but should eventually support text through a companion app and gesture utilizing the camera on the device. Right now, the only gestures it really recognizes is thumbs up or thumbs down, but again, it's slowly being developed further, so at least it's going in a good direction. This one premiered on Kickstarter before Dipal's launch and has had its own share of controversy and issues within the company and the community, causing delays and loss of trust. However, there are reports of Code27 devices being delivered though. Slowly but surely, they're being made and arriving at customers' doorsteps as we speak. This is still a product with ongoing refinements. Many promises from the campaign have yet to be realized. Its current model only supports VRM, and there is no voice cloning yet. It is far from incapable though, boasting 8 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage, and for the I/O it comes with USB-C, 2 of them, 3.5mm audio, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and features a micro SD expansion slot. No battery though, you'll have to keep it plugged in. For now it runs on the custom LLM the Sybran's got, but should be open API in the future. It will also require a subscription for advanced features, however pricing has not been revealed on that just yet, or what exactly it will entail. Up next we have the HooRii ClawStage. Another word I can barely pronounce. HooRii ClawStage. This one is a little bit different. While the previous 2 entries are designed specifically to be AI companions, HooRii on the other hand is meant to be more practical. This companion device is meant to be a physical interface for OpenClaw agents. For those of you who aren't familiar, this includes me by the way. OpenClaw is a free and open source autonomous artificial intelligence agent that can execute tasks via large language models using messaging platforms as its main user interface. I pulled that straight out of Wikipedia. It organizes your inbox, sends emails, manages your calendar, and can even check you in for your flight. All of that is done through any chat app like WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever you already use. With the proper set of instructions, it can also control your smart home appliances and even programmable robotic devices like a workbench arm or a robot drone. Monitor external sensors like temperature and humidity telemetry, or access your camera and storage solutions. It can do a lot in the physical world, so it has a lot of that interconnected ecosystem. HooRii is like your assistant. The device can connect to your whole ecosystem and you can send it instructions to execute tasks. Hook it up to your PC and ask it to bring up spreadsheets, do web searches, play videos, and it will open programs for you instead of just saying what it's doing in the background. HooRii features a 3.95-inch 720-pixel touchscreen display and runs off a Raspberry Pi 5, which has 8 GB of LPDDR4X RAM, 32 GB of flash storage, which can be expandable with a microSD or an M.2 NVMe. The size has to be 2230 or 2242, by the way. For the I/O, it has Bluetooth 5.0, Wi-Fi, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and a gigabit Ethernet PoE+. So it's meant to function online. There's no offline support and works using your own AI key, local LLM, ChatGPT, Grok, etc. But they will offer a subscription-based service to their own LLM to accommodate users who don't have an established agent or just prefer a simple setup solution. Subscription is not required though. This device is still in pre-production, so not a lot of additional information is known so far. And now to change things up a bit, I've got BabyMilu to show their sparkle. This cute little fur baby is a companion device inside of a plushie. It's got a soft and squishy body, and the techie hardware bit is actually within the head, which houses a 4.5 centimeter diameter LCD touchscreen display. This shell, which is a smidge smaller than a softball, houses an ESP32S3 microcontroller with 16 gigabytes of PS RAM, an 8 gigabyte SD card, and Wi-Fi and USB-C for charging. This device is more like an AI pet rather than an elaborate multifunctional companion. Created by someone with a deep love for a certain love in Deep Space character, they wanted to bring that character to life in a tangible way, to interact with it and chat with it. The result is an adorable little plushie with a customizable face, customizable voice, and customizable personality that can easily be carried around on your bag, like on a strap or a keyring. The head unit can be removed from the plushie's body entirely if you just want to carry around like a softball with a face on it, or you can insert it into any housing you'd like, or just make your own even. Many community members have been customizing their demo units with clothes that are meant for 1/6 scale dolls, and it has been working out like really well. The customization of the face is handled with preset selections like eyes, brows, bangs, hair from the front, top, and sides. Colors and accessories you can mix and match however you please from their selection. This means no model support, of course, so don't expect to import an image or 3D model file or anything like that. But recreating a sort of chibi version of your favorite character is certainly possible. It will have a subscription and only functions online, but pricing is still being worked out. Also note that interaction is entirely based on the plushie with voice. So no camera means no gesture recognition and tracking, and the companion app does not include a texting feature, which I personally find very much a huge plus. It encourages interaction with the plushie and tries to bring you out of your shell a little bit. The app is where you can customize the appearance of the face, has a little journal system, upload pictures you can share with your AI friend, and set alarms and reminders which are relayed to you not just through the app but also through the plushie. Up next we have Solar, another unconventional companion because it's not meant to be a companion first. No, Solar is a speaker first and foremost. This device has an 8.1-inch LCD screen that's 600 by 1600 pixels, programmable RGB strips and panels on either side, 1 GB of RAM and 32 GB storage with a 2000 mAh battery that should last about 2 hours. Connectivity is by way of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3.5mm, and USB-C. Solar does not have a camera and is not a touchscreen device. Its interface relies heavily on the app for customization, but does feature playback knobs and AI character interaction knobs on the top to cycle between characters, modes, songs, and volume. Things like that. You know, things your typical speaker would have. There is no 3D model file support, so no uploading your PMX, your FBX, or whatever. Instead, Solar uses an image-to-video software that allows users to upload an image and let Solar's AI do the rest. So if you have a good quality picture of a character that you really like from head to toe, preferably without any background, that'll get you the best results. But really any character or any image really can be used. I mean, I've personally uploaded. Has anybody seen Reincarnated as a Vending Machine? Yeah, I've uploaded a picture of Boxo and it animated Boxo kind of interestingly. That was kind of funny. Somebody uploaded a picture of a car. I uploaded a picture of some amorphous blob, like a Mobius strip, to animate a little bit. It could have been better, but what I'm getting is that you can upload almost any picture of whatever subject matter and it'll animate it into a video that'll dance to your music. The result will be a crisp and clean high-resolution video output of your character that will dance along to the beat of your music and also add some dynamic flair which can be adjusted by the user, so things like transition effects and background effects. With Solar, it's all about the music. One woofer, 2 mid-range units, and 2 tweeters each operate within their own optimal frequency range. By combining the LDAC lossless protocol with Black Pearl Silk Dome tweeters rated up to 40 kHz, Solar secures a true end-to-end high-res signal chain. It captures high-frequency harmonics above 20 kHz. Housed within its chassis is a 62mm long excursion woofer driven by high-performance neodymium magnets. This setup delivers a true 35-watt peak output. Music isn't all Solar has got though. Solar AI automatically analyzes images to generate personalities and linguistic styles that perfectly match to the character's appearance. So you don't even have to make up a persona or a background. Solar just kind of tries to figure it out on its own. But you can fine-tune their responses and temperament at any time to shape their persona. Characters are not scripted bots. They are independent souls defined by you. It may not have the highest customizability that some of these other AI companions may have, like having relations or a background or a personality or a voice, but that's not what Solar is about anyway. It's all about the speaker, it's all about the visuals. So there is an optional subscription model that's $9 a month, which grants increased character creation limits, unlimited voice interactions, and deeper persona experience. But you don't need to subscribe just to be able to use a speaker. It's a speaker, and you're still going to be able to have that image generation from your pictures. The subscription just allows you to have a higher limit. Now back to the world of companion AI. We have the 3i Atlas Space Terminal by Astrals. This one features an absolutely massive 13.3 inch, 2.2K resolution curved OLED display. That is a really nice display. It utilizes live 2D models and interacts with visual cues and audio conversation, no texting just yet. The characters react to pokes and pats from the touchscreen, which is very functional as the device's main UI for reading the story journals and changing settings. It's literally a tablet, so it's not as finicky as trying to manipulate a smaller screen. It's got a very capable 8GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and the I/O has USB-C, HDMI, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. No battery, however, so this is a wired device. Besides running a custom LLM, you can also utilize your own AI software of choice, eventually. The subscription details have yet to be figured out, but if you run your own local LLM, it's not something you'd need to worry about anyway. You will be able to create your own models to upload aside from using the IP provided, but those details are also still in the works. So not entirely sure what file types are supported. So that's just more to look out for. This one is still early production, so information is coming out as it develops with many features and still in the works. One thing for sure is how beautiful the IP actually look in this large display, which makes the impact of Astra's lore and that much more meaningful. This device comes with a storyline with hidden unlockable memory fragments. You can explore Astra's past or simply interact as you normally would with your AI companion, chatting and researching or whatever it is that you do with your AI companion. This is the first device I've seen that has had some reactive and proactive expressions. Now, I want to point out that most of the devices on this list make mention of having an emotional or a proactive response, but I haven't seen any footage of what that actually looks like. But this is the only one that has showcased this feature in a tangible way in videos. Like if you've seen Similu's video and other testers that will be releasing their videos soon, they want to explore more into this. But if you look at the device in the background, it's actually responding to the things that he's saying, and it's actually responding to what's in front of her. So it's making these expressions, these micro expressions in the background while he's not even paying attention. So it's still actively listening, it's still actively looking. However, those were demo videos, so it could have been a glitch in the matrix, but I will report on this if it's a repeatable and consistent event. I was very pleasantly surprised though. Project L by Lynook has another form factor that changes things up a bit. This one features an 8-inch main and a 5.5-inch side touchscreen. This dual display is actually a window into the life of your AI companion. While other device pods have their AI character up front and center, standing there right in front of you, staring at you, waiting for your next word, this one sees them in a more natural environment. Project L is more of a tiny home, or like a loft, rather than a pod, complete with a room and even some little diorama standees that you can buy and place around the outside of the device, so it's physical standees. It's meant to give you a view of your character and their home, where you can visit them or interact with them. Not just you either. Lynook claims to use your Wi-Fi network to recognize other Lynook devices and allow them to interact with each other, even when not in the same room, and even visit each other's homes. So you'll have an empty device in one room while two characters chill on the same device that's in a different room. This one is in early development. Pre-sale is still ongoing before launching on Kickstarter, so it will be a while before we see this one in the wild, so keep an eye out for more details. From what I do know, it has 4GB of RAM, 32GB of storage, a battery for portability, and it works on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and USB-C. Gatebox, the OG of companion pods. First announced in January of 2016, Gatebox has had at least 2 past iterations. The Japanese company, formerly Vinklu Inc., was the first to personify living with an anime hologram. It wasn't a true AI at the time, more like a sophisticated chatbot that was pre-scripted to respond to certain commands. Definitely advanced at the time, but more like something we would expect from an early Alexa or Siri device. Now we have much more advanced Gatebox 3, which features a more minimalist form than its predecessors, but has a larger view of the character since it utilizes modern screen technologies, so the chassis doesn't have to be as huge as it was back then. The character summoning device has a chassis that is 40 centimeters tall and 20 centimeters wide, and the character summoned has a height of 25 centimeters. So although we don't have the official measurements for the display, extrapolating from that, we can surmise that the OLED screen that it does use has a diagonal of about 12 inches. It feels more like a stage than any other device thanks to its inward-firing programmable RGB LED strips that flank the character within like the spotlights of a stage. It has cameras and microphone sensors. You can customize characters with a 3D VRM model, and the screen can also be used to play back videos and photos. Actually, one of the uses the website suggests is showcasing creators and companies' works through the device and having 3D static figures displayed. When not actively in use, the character seems to go into an idle animation. It will have subscription in tiers from a free limited chat to a premium $12.50 a month, but features are still not clear. The pricing is still not clear as well. So that's just a range that I've been able to gather. For the I/O, it has HDMI, USB-A, USB-C, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. This device is also in early development, so details are scarce, and the market is currently only in Japan, so that doesn't help me in finding any information either. Two things to note are that the device is not independent. It is actually designed to be connected to a computer to function. It utilizes your PC's hardware for running the software and rendering the characters. Gatebox 3 is more of a physical device that accompanies the intended software. Another thing to note is that what is translated directly from the website is a little worrisome. One part that sticks out to me says, by connecting the Gatebox expansion sensor, which is equipped with a complete set of sensors necessary for communicating with the character, to the Gatebox 3 main unit, you can begin living with the characters. So to me, this suggests that the sensors are an add-on expense. So it's something that's going to have to be purchased separately from the main device. Couple that with the required PC to run it, I personally fail to see the value in this device at all. But this is so far only marketed in Japan with a global rollout coming later this year, so I'm hoping that more information will make this a viable candidate and not just something that is trying to stay afloat on prestige alone. I mean, time will tell, but I'm definitely keeping my eye on this one. Why, you may ask? Because I got intrigued by the pedigree and I want to know more about what it can do. One of these things is not like the others, one of these things is not the same. Let's take a hard right turn and see where this goes. Next up is Eva.i by Robonova. As you might be able to tell, it's not an anime AI companion pod, it's a robot. To be clear, it is a bionic embodied intelligent robot, or BEIR. This bear is something much more tangible than anything else on the list, so why am I including it? Because it ticks off everything that I had on my list. Well, the two things I had on my list. Eva.i presents itself as an emotionally supportive and empathetic companion device. Eva.i is not a utility robot, but one that will be a companion and emotionally supportive sounding board. Same as other AI companions on this list. And what sets it apart from the devices of a similar appearance is that it is much more advanced, adaptable, and altogether thought out than a simple lump of rubber and steel. Robonova has been putting in some real effort into making the AI companion aspect as immersive as possible and combining it with Eva.i as a convincing embodiment of the character. The mechanical accomplishments are just as impressive with biomimetic silicone skin that replicates human skin, embedded sensors that allow her to react to touch, a graphene heating layer that keeps the surface temperature close to human temperature, and robotic arms, legs, and head that allow for more expressive movements and interactions. Her face is expressive, her eyes can move, and she can use her microphones for spatial awareness so she can track where you are by the sound of your voice. She has also a different take on a camera system where instead of embedded cameras within the eyes, which cause some sense of unease because of the privacy risk and the uncanny valley, her camera is actually a removable accessory instead, such as glasses or a necklace. This leaves many people divided, but I can definitely see the pros and cons of having the eyes as the camera or having an accessory as the camera. It's different, so we won't know for sure until we actually see it in action. Maybe it'll be the new standard, or maybe it was just a failed experiment. I mean, and future iterations will move the cameras back into the eyes, who knows. She can identify objects and colors. Coupled with her motorized limbs, it also makes conversation more natural and engaging when you get to speak to something that has a body language. And every AI character is meticulously designed by Robonova. I don't mean just giving it a name and a cookie cutter type persona. I mean every single character that they have on their roster has their own history, their own mannerisms, personality, preferences, speech tone, and just general uniqueness to them. Eva.i is just a vessel for these characters. Really, any of the AI companions can be bound to the robot body. You can also create your own AI character. That's another reason why I think it qualifies, because you can easily recreate your favorite anime character and bring them to life within Eva.i. Robonova has male and female robots with a diverse variety on their roadmap, so it's definitely one to follow. The battery is supposed to be able to last up to 24 hours on a single charge, custom LLM interactions with complete offline support, so you don't need internet whatsoever. Eva.i features an AI core NPU integration, 24GB of LPDDR5X RAM, 256GB of storage, and comes with Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and 6-channel microphone ring array. And the detachable cameras, of course, that will come as either glasses or a necklace or some other accessory. They're still working out more. Interactions are meant to seamlessly migrate between the robot and the app, so you can text on the app and pick up the conversation on the robot and vice versa. There is no subscription fee, but instead functions on a Nova Coin currency that can be topped off. Nova Coins are used in Novaland app to purchase digital gifts, make voice calls, video calls, and even make physical purchases for robot owners, like specially designed clothing and accessories, as well as purchasing robot upgrades, like software skills, or even physical hardware upgrades, like getting a different head for a different look. Now near the end of the list, we have Razer's Project AVA, which is now officially just named Razer AVA. This was first announced at CES 2026, and I posted a video of that demo on my channel if you want to check that out. I apologize for the sloppy camera work. In my defense, CES was literally the first time I decided to purchase a video camera and try to make content, so I had to start somewhere. Anyways, Razer has kept a super tight lid on this thing. Little is known besides its existence. From what I gathered at CES and their website, it has a 5.5-inch display, no touchscreen though, voice interaction, Razer Chroma RGB lights in the base and also inside the shell as stage lighting at the top and the bottom. It will have custom LLM and can integrate with any other agent. At CES, they just happen to be using Grok, but it doesn't need to be Grok. That's just what they were using there. It will have a subscription of some kind, and just like the Gatebox 3, it requires a PC to function. It utilizes the hardware on our PC to render the models and communicate while also integrating into our systems like a game overlay to accomplish all of the game demos you see in the trailer. And lastly, we got another CES 2026 debut device, Lepro AMI. I also made a short video on my channel about it, but I know as much about this as I do about Razer AVA. The quick rundown is that it has an 8-inch curved OLED display, 2480 by 1860. It can interact with voice and gesture, has face tracking, a touchscreen, and a top-mounted touch sensor that functions as a heart rate monitor, and it's got a custom LLM and an RGB base. That's about as much as I know. This thing is still a mystery. This brings us to the end of my video. I threw a lot at you guys, and all I did was summarize each device. There is so much more information out there. Some are simply rumored, some are in early development, some are actively on Kickstarter, and some are already way behind schedule. Oh, speaking of Kickstarter, I do need to give everyone a disclaimer on how it actually works. So Kickstarter is a platform for raising funds to develop a new product. None of the items on Kickstarter are guaranteed sales, and they're probably not even existing items. It's not like going to a store and grabbing an item off the shelf to buy it. New companies have an idea, but they need funds to make the idea a reality. And to get those funds, they appeal to investors and early adopters, like you and I, by promising a significant savings or additional bonuses as a thanks for being an early investor. We give them money. Kickstarter considers all money transferred on their platform as a donation. So it's not like you're getting a receipt for something you bought and paid for at a convenience store or something like that. The company uses that money to develop the invention, and then in return, we get first dibs on the invention at a much cheaper price than it will be when it actually goes full retail. So whatever it is that you pledge, that is the reward that you're expected to receive for your pledge. So it's not like you have to pay a second time. It's just, you're saying, hey, I'm going to donate this money to you. In return, if this becomes a reality, can I have this? And the company's like, yeah, thanks for donating this much. Here you go. So that's pretty much how it works. There are risks though. Kickstarter is not responsible for any campaigns that fail to produce, and refunds are not an obligation or enforceable after the campaign ends. You may cancel your pledge during the campaign without ever being charged if you lose faith in the company, but once it ends and you are charged, it's up to the company to keep their promises. So just keep that in mind. Do your due diligence. You can pledge, and during the campaign, just try and stay involved, ask questions, communicate with their social feeds like Discord communities or Instagram or Facebook or whatever they got. Stay engaged and informed during the campaign as well as after. And that's all I can really give for advice. A lot of Kickstarters, do deliver, and there are a couple of bad actors that don't. So just, that's something to know. Alright, so let's recap. Dipal. The gimmick of the Dipal is it has a curved OLED parallax-free touchscreen for immersive and beautifully pristine 3D experience. It promises major feature upgrades and low latency response times for an unparalleled AI companion experience with an ambitiously evolving ecosystem. The price tag is $1,000. Code27. The gimmick is it lives up to its name as a character live house. The motion capture animations the team has developed make the characters feel highly expressive and engaging and just entertaining. Couple that with the RGB sync lights and future features that characters can simply be observed as they live their lives make users feel engaged with their AI. The price tag on this one is $550. HooRii. The gimmick is a practical assistant for hardware and software developers and an easily interactive AI companion pod. The focus is in productivity above all else, and the AI companion introduces these features to those less knowledgeable and willing to learn. The price for this one is $400. BabyMilu. The gimmick is it's an adorable and portable plushie companion that can go anywhere with you. It's simple enough to not feel overwhelming, yet sophisticated enough to give you the attention that you need, as well as provide information from web searches. The price tag for this one is $200. Solar. The gimmick is it's a hi-fi speaker with excellent audio capabilities and being its own non-stop concert with highly detailed AI-generated dancers. The AI companion is just the cherry on top, but a definite welcome experience to the overall vibe the speaker brings. The price tag is currently $300 while supplies last during the late pledge campaign on Kickstarter and then $400 on retail. 3i Atlas Space Terminal. The gimmick? It's a highly detailed and expressive live 2D character, and it makes every conversation a symphony of nuanced micro-expressions for any occasion. Sometimes communications can be seen in their faces rather than heard in their words. The price tag is $700 during the Kickstarter campaign, then $1,000 after it ends. Project L by Lynook. The gimmick of this one is a loft-style home for the AI character where it can just live its life. Interact with it, talk to it, then let it do its own thing while it just goes about its day, even wandering away sometimes to visit other Project L devices if you so happen to have more than one. The price tag is $500 during the Kickstarter campaign once the campaign actually begins, then $800 in retail. Gatebox 3. The gimmick? A nostalgic return of Azuma Hikari reinvigorates the original idea of living with an AI hologram as your digital roommate, controlling your smart home, providing weather alerts, and being a generally considerate and helpful companion. Because so little information is available to me right now, this is the best I can come up with. The price tag is estimated to be anywhere from $900 to $1,900. Eva.i. The gimmick, a bionic embodied intelligent robot capable of empathetic, intuitive conversations and providing support, both physical and mental, giving you attention when needed with robotic limbs and warm skin. A unique human analog to converse with without motive or judgment. The price tag starts at $10,000 and works its way up for more advanced models. Razer AVA. The gimmick, an AI companion meant to provide backup, support, and assistance during gaming sessions, then offering conversational companionship between sessions, and the price tag is currently unknown. Lepro AMI. The gimmick, it features a heart monitoring sensor which may be utilized in more capable ways, positioning this device as a more health-oriented AI companion. The price tag is also unknown. And that covers it all. I will include a link to the devices down in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. I'm not sponsored by any of them, but hey, maybe one day. For now, I am just trying to pass along the information I have gathered. Hopefully this will be enough to make a short list of AI companions you may want to adopt, or maybe I just made the decision a million times harder for you. Either way, you're welcome.
Hey everyone, this is Lucy again.
Hey, it's Yanfi here. We have a important but also difficult update for you all.
Yeah, so we've decided to pause the BabyMilu plushie project indefinitely and to shift our full focus onto the software experience behind BabyMilu. So that is the Milu app, Milu calls, and we wanted to do a video because it's really hard to get across everything correctly, like with just text, no matter how many emojis I put in my text.
Yeah, so it is a really difficult decision. It's almost like, letting go a baby that you have, especially after building wholeheartedly on this for a full year. We have to admit that, not just Lucy and I, but also the whole community together, we have made so far. All the beta testing, all the incredible advice you all have been giving us. That's something we should definitely feel proud of. But at the same time, hardware is really hard for a small team because we had to continue polish, support, scale as a small team. Trying to do all of these just stretched us beyond what we can reasonably sustain. We had real health issues going on in the past few months, and to us, to actually meaningfully make this experience continue to help and extend the community to a bigger world, we need to shift the focus to just software.
But I just want to say that, Milu is not going away. Your Milu characters are not going away. Their memories aren't disappearing. Your Milu character will just in the future come meet you in a different form on your phone, through a call, maybe even through text. So we'll keep building the part of BabyMilu that matters the most, and that's the character, your connection with them, how they can help you out in your real life, whether it's waking you up in the morning or kind of just winding down with you in the evening. And the flexibility of software means that we can actually learn what's working and iterate at a much faster speed.
And for all of you who have actually placed a pre-order, well, we owe you a sincere apology. I know that some of you have waited literally for a year. If you are the earliest batch, your support really was the reason that kept us going through all the possible difficulties you could ever imagine. We will start processing full refunds for everyone starting this week. And we do want to offer an option because as we saw that some of the early, the beta users have established such a meaningful and important relationship with their BabyMilu, we do not want to take that away. And we already have a limited number of factory units that we can still ship out. The only thing is that we wouldn't be able to just support a full, polished, and continuous hardware experience we originally dreamed of, because it would be too hard for us to, again, stretch thing and support everything. Yeah. But we will at least make sure that the service is up and running for a year, and I will continue to provide occasional troubleshooting and support. Please only choose this option if you fully understand the limitation and still genuinely want a plushie version of the BabyMilu experience we have created.
Yeah, and we will also fully refund all the Milu vending machine orders.
Alright, it's tough, but at least we chose to say it out. To everyone who believed in this project, tested early versions, shared feedback, and contributed to this community, we want to thank you. Your love is the reason for us not wanting to stop here. your love is the reason why we believe we are continue making something that we believe should have exist and everybody would eventually love.
This is the closing of one chapter, but it's not the end of BabyMilu, and we hope we can still have you with us in our journey as we continue building what comes next.
Yeah, but Lucy and I will still hang out in this Discord, in the plushie channel. The community here is real. It's so wholesome that
It's so
sometimes
wholesome.
we wonder if this is real. But yeah, we will continue to hang out in Discord. If you have any further question, feel free to DM us. We will also answer any question remaining in the like questions channel or plushie channel.
Okay, thank you so much again for your support. This has been a really, really great journey that none of us saw coming when we first started. And it is all because of you.